What is going on? Okay. So I was perusing the Steam Marketplace the other day looking at new and upcoming games, and I stumbled upon this gem, Warhaven, a free-to-play, big team PvP medieval fantasy warfare game. Since it was free, I figured I didn't have much to lose, and I have to be honest, I've been obsessed with this game since I started playing. So what is Warhaven? As I said, Warhaven is a team PvP medieval fantasy warfare game, ranging from 6v6 to 12v12 at the moment, with the ability to swap between classes, known as soldiers, mid-game. Right now, there are 6 soldier classes to choose from at the start of the game. You have your damage classes like Blade, Spike, Warhammer, and Hush, with your supports being Guardian and Smoke. Blade is my current favorite. He's your standard two-handed sword boy. Warhammer is a low-range powerhouse of a character. Spike is a precision, higher-range spear class. Hush is a glass cannon assassin class. Guardian is your standard tank, and Smoke is a healer. There was an archer class initially in the beta, but it has been since removed from the game. And I'm not sure if there are any plans to re-add them to the game. But it looks like a support bard class will be the next character coming to the game very shortly. Additionally, this game has a unique feature where you're able to transform temporarily into an immortal once per game, which are basically superpowered classes with stronger skills than your usual soldiers. Think of this as like your ultimate from other games. Martyr is a strong sword and board character who does a lot of damage in melee with high mobility. Poet is a support who can shield and mass resurrect your team, along with rooting your foes. Raven is your ranged magic user, currently the only ranged character in the game, with the ability to become temporarily invulnerable and disengage from combat. And Dark Gale is a high-speed jousting machine that can run people through and over with his mount. When starting the game, you get thrown into a simple tutorial that shows you the basics of the game. Upon completion, you'll be able to queue and play against players or bots. There is also an advanced tutorial that you can complete on your own to learn the mechanics of each playable soldier, which will unlock you a free cosmetic for the character you completed the tutorial on. The combat in this game is simpler than your standard combat mechanics like in For Honor or Mordhau, but that isn't to say that there's no skill involved. You have your standard attack, block, dodge, and special skills which are unique for each character. Headshots and attacking from behind will deal more damage to the enemies you encounter. And blocking attacks deals trauma, so once enough damage is taken, you will be put in a stunned animation which will leave you open to attacks. Once in game, you can queue for either 6v6, 12v12, or quick play. Game modes are reminiscent of your standard team battle games. You have Deathmatch, Dominion, and Onslaught, which are capture the point maps, and a push game mode, among a few others. God, I hate push. At the start of a game, you will have a squad of 3, whom you will be able to occasionally spawn on or revive if dead. But it's important to note that if you're playing the healer class Smoke, you are able to revive any allies in game regardless of whether you are in their squad or not. In a couple game modes, along with your main objective, there are also side objectives that can greatly impact the battlefield. These being forward camps, which allow the team to spawn closer, and a cannon or dragon that can periodically deal AoE damage to select areas on the battlefield. In addition, there are also cannons that you can physically shoot yourself out of towards specific areas, ballistas which can be good in the right hands, and relics. Relics are a pretty interesting mechanic. Upon picking up an ice relic and standing on a point, you can freeze the point so that the enemy has to damage the point to take it back. Or fire relics, which will deal area-wide damage to enemies on the point, as well as unfreeze the point if frozen. You can also spawn these small tents that will allow you to spawn a little closer to the battlefield, but can be destroyed if attacked by the enemy team. All of these mechanics add a lot of variety when playing the bigger team maps. Each game also highlights someone on your team's best play, pretty much like play of the game for those who have played Overwatch.
Look at you lot.
Double kill. Triple kill on the avatar of death. Quadra kill. Terrifying.
Let's talk about progression. Progression is similar to your standard free-to-play game. That being said, there is an in-game shop and a battle pass. I'm happy to say that there are currently no pay-to-win mechanics in the game. Upon playing though, there is a perk system that allows you to unlock perks for each soldier that can change a variety of skills or stats when playing. I haven't looked into which skills are the absolute best, but you are able to customize your perks to fit your playstyle. You have a leveling mechanic that goes hand in hand with the battle pass, which allows you to unlock free or premium cosmetics. Free and premium unlockables include skins, weapons, stickers, and profile card customizations. There is also a recruitment event that allows you to invite your friends if you add their code. Please add me. If not, you could always like the video or subscribe to support the channel. Now that we've gone over most of the game features, let's talk about the problems. I don't deal with it really, but I often hear people talk about server and lag issues. There is no way to choose your server region, so this may be the reason why this is the case. The player base for this game is also a little small right now. I feel like the developers didn't put enough advertising into this game, which I think partially accounts towards the small player base. But I have a feeling that this is due to the game being considered in early access. So maybe we will see a rise in players later down the line. Another thing I find I really don't like that much is the overtime mechanic. Like either overtime lasts too long or isn't necessary in some situations. It seems really weird to have an overtime when you have completely dominated the enemy team and there's no chance for them to make a comeback. And the last thing is a bit more personal, but it's an aesthetic issue. I get this game is a medieval fantasy game with dragons and magic and stuff, but I got whiplash when I saw tanks and cars in the background. They aren't in the gameplay whatsoever, but it is an odd choice of the addition of modern fantasy styled elements. Like I said, this is a more personal thing. You might like it, but me not so much. Doesn't really impact the game anyway. But yeah, Warhaven is a really fun medieval brawler game, and if you enjoy playing team battles like Chivalry, Mordhau, For Honor, or even Overwatch, I would definitely try this game out. It is free to play after all, so there isn't much investment necessary. Like I mentioned, it is in early access, but knowing how often early access games come out in an unfinished and optimized state, I was pleasantly surprised with how much fun I've been having playing this game. I'm gonna go play some more Warhaven now. Thanks for watching and take care.